Stars. Today we are doing, I'm going to even get the words wrong, Pivo and Pixem review.
This is the Pivo.
That is the Pivo.
Listen, I gives it away.
That is the Pixem. You guys are riding at home, you may be looking at virtual. So I think there's two reasons people might buy something like this. Either virtual lessons,
or
they just want to see themselves ride. And let's be face it, even your best friend in the world does not want to stand there for an hour recording you.
They do not, no.
They love you, but no.
A little bit of feedback without having to have someone stand there, and this is the way of the future, I believe. But one thing we will say early on, it does not replace a camera person. Like, we've got a good camera and someone standing there, it doesn't replace them. It just provides you with some feedback.
And that's nothing against these companies. The technology just doesn't exist yet.
We're not there yet. So we thought we'd give a review today, didn't we?
Yes.
And your experiences and my experience of helping you set up and stuff like that.
Let's go Pixem first.
Yes.
I go really overwhelming. Box is very big, lots of moving parts. I'm actually very scared of technology. Wanted to put it back in the box and not use it. I literally went, I will never be able to get this thing to work.
No.
So if that's you, make sure you have a tech friend. With this one, the Pivo, a lot nicer in the box. There was not as many moving parts, and it was like, okay, I can handle this. I've just obviously, I got to put my phone in here. Like, even me that knows nothing goes, I think this looks like a phone spot. But, because that's all this came with. Pixem comes with all of this stuff and chargers for everything. Yeah,
there was a lot of charging stations. These are, this one works on triangulation kind of thing. I think you wear
very big word. Triangulation.
I don't like this. Like, look, there's the watch. There's that thing.
Phil is very, I think we're beyond aesthetics at this point, but
I mean,
I don't mind. It's not heavy.
It's not much different to like you have to wear this on your wrist. Like it is huge, but it works off. These things are placed around your arena, whereas this one here works solely off movement. Just tracks you.
So obviously, if you're in a crowded arena or there's other people riding or there's other movement going on, it is going to lose you. This one, no matter who's riding and what's happening, it should track you.
So we decided to get the tripods with each one just to see, compare, so we could really give a really cool review. So this is the tripod that came with the Pixem. And Tash's, we just thought we'd go setup and ease of use. So I said to Tash,
figure this out. I'm like, screw it.
Okay.
And now I just pull. I can't figure it out. Like, why? Why are you not coming out?
Come on, Tash. Can you set up for us? Just quickly.
Is there a button? There's a little thing saying arrows.
Yes.
But, I did it. Oh.
Okay, but now.
But then it does that. Yes. And it does this to me all the time. I'm like, meh. So what are you meant to do? Keep screwing? Oh, God, there's more.
Yeah, so each one.
Yeah, see? I screwed. I can't.
So we thought ease of use. So I mean, this one, I think we call it telescopic ones. You have to kind of screw from the bottom, and then it goes. So it's when you do get it, it is quicker. But I don't like the whole design. I would never get one, knowing what they are now. Like that's. And you do have to make sure you get a really good tighten on the legs of those ones. Say, for example, like this one. Do you think this is the Pivo? Do you think the legs are good? Just leave the legs. You didn't play the legs with the other one.
I thought if I pressed that, things would shoot out.
Okay, so how do you think you could extend this one?
So nothing to do with the legs.
There you go. I found that one. That was a much easier, a much simpler.
And then obviously either of them, you just put it on the top.
You just screws on top.
And then your phone goes in the little... I figure both of them have good phone holdy spots. I can figure that out.
So setup-wise, in terms of connecting it to the thing, I mean, I don't like this. I don't like that at all. You can actually, if you've got a tripod at home, you can just use your own one. I didn't know if they would fit or whatnot. I wanted to see what the whole experience was like. So I think if we just did an ease of setup, I found this one, all you had to do, put this on the tripod, you download an app to your phone, which is just the Pivo app, and then you can select, where it's a little button where you can select AI, and it's just a picture of a horse. Pretty good. So that one,
and it's free. The app's free.
Everything's
the thing isn't free, but everything once you've bought that is free. The app's free. You can get your coach on it. Everything can happen on that app.
This one here, the Pixem.
Very confusing.
If you persist. There's three things I want to say. Firstly, when you get it, it says do a firmware update. Okay, because it's like the phones, you always do an update. But to do a firmware update, you have to get yourself, just on the side here, a micro SIM card. And so it's one of those ones to do an update. Now, it doesn't ever let you know that you need to get one when you get that thing. So you have to go out and purchase one separately.
Yes,
so,
which is more money and also more time. Like you thought you had everything.
So I thought it was updated. Then secondly, setting up on the arena these beacons. So what you aim is, I can put some pictures up of how we do it and stuff like that. Now, they give you 3 or 4 ideas, variations to do. We had to get to number 4 before it worked. We had number 1, 2, and 3, like a square. So one here, one corner of the arena, the other corner, third corner, and then this one on the 4th corner. It worked once out of like the first 4 times. Then the camera started going the wrong way. So I did find this one, Pixem, was really cumbersome in terms of setting up.
You have to be very patient.
Yes.
And you need to have a very patient coach, or you just need to be.
And you need a few people also setting it up while the rider's there, just to play around.
Yes, you cannot do it. Well, either of them is not as a rider. You just set them up and off you go, because obviously someone needs to check that it is tracking you, that it is recording, that it is doing what it needs to do. So yes, it is. Yeah, pretty challenging. But once we have that figured out, obviously then you need an app to work this, which again we didn't know, and it was very confusing that on the website.
Pivo, you can download an app straight away.
But remember, we struggled with which app, and is it included, and what's the monthly membership?
Oh, that's when you have a coach.
There's all these different options. Yeah, so the coach doesn't need to pay to coach you on this, but you need to pay a monthly fee to use the app for a coach.
Yeah, it is interesting in that respect. This one here, the Pivo, you get a link when you go. So you download something called Pivo Meet. You get a link. You can SMS it, WhatsApp to your person or whoever. You click on that and you're good to go. This one here, we actually had to get our subscription. Subscription costs about $30 or $40 US dollars a month. Every single month, so that's an ongoing cost. And then at the same time, your coach has an account. Theirs is free, but then you basically call them off the app. You can get that. We've got costs. I can go through them later. Just because this one here was about 4, 5, 6 times the cost, I think it was, of this one. But then let's talk about recording, Tash, because that's the big thing. So
if you have managed to navigate the minefield of setting it up, and they are set up, how is their performance actually when you do a lesson, or if you just want to record your ride? How much of the horse and the ride is actually in the recording? So, and again, this is just completely our opinion, our nuff opinion, because we might be setting it all up wrong. But with this one, we get the horse in every now and then.
Yes, we actually literally we've got 2-day-old recording where we set up at the end of the arena.
And we're in an indoor arena. There's no other horses around. There's no other movement around, and it's not doing the best, and it doesn't have the best zoom. So obviously, when you get up close, you just see your thighs, and you can't see the horse.
And
or
probably more for
anything
distance.
else.
It probably is not designed to do a distance of 60 metres on a horse arena. Sometimes it does look like it tracks you, so you go, hey, it's working. Other times it doesn't. But
again, if you're trying to go, I'm going to do an online dressage test, and I'll just set that up at the end at C, where the judge needs to sit and where it needs to be recorded for the test, it won't work.
No, it will not give you what you need. Their recommendation was to place this at X.
Which again can't be done for an online competition.
No,
and when you go past it at X, again, you only see your thigh.
Yes, and it was interesting because I think I'll dig up the information, but I think it said if you're, say, cantering, stick 3 or 4 metres either side of it. I'm like, okay, so if you had this in the middle of the arena and you've cut out a 3 or 4 metre on either side, how many metres does that leave you of the width of your arena?
It's too much maths.
Not a lot.
I don't know. We can't be doing math. Riding is hard enough, let alone trying to do maths equations while we're hoping that the camera films us.
I did have you closer at one stage, and it did manage to go around quick enough to record you. But
if you're trying to get your tempi changes, that's that one. It's great. Like if you wanted to see how your position is and you're happy to watch the whole recording, and there'll be minutes where you're not so perfect, and then there'll be minutes where you really do get to see. It's better than nothing. But obviously the Pixem is 6 times more the money. We were fingers crossed hoping this one was cheap. This one was better and cheaper. Didn't work out that way. This one does record you 90% of the time.
Yeah, we're up to that.
Yeah,
80 to 90%.
Like it was 20% of the time when we couldn't get it sorted. We kept persisting, and I think we found out.
One of the biggest things with this
now.
one, though, once it's kind of hooked up to its thing, when Tash first goes on the arena, turns on the watch, we hook up everything. We find that it's not quite on you. So what we do, we have to pick this up, boom, put it back down, so you're in the middle. Then it seems to be happier for the rest of its ride.
And then occasionally, this is why I need to do it with someone still around. The coach will go, oh, it's lost. Like, it just can't figure you out. It's staring at the wall, and we need to get someone again to pick it up, get me in the middle. And that might happen every 3 rides. Every 2 to 3 rides, someone will have to come out and adjust it once.
Yeah.
That's where we're at.
Yeah.
It was a lot worse, but again, we're not saying anything about the software, we're just saying our experience, because you're quite good with tech, I'm very bad with tech. Yeah, so that's the performance, but I would trust this to record a test for me.
Yes.
I'd have my fingers crossed. It might glitch, and then just have
so
to
you
do
might
it again.
have to do 2 or 3 tests, and one of them you should get the full test.
Yes.
I would imagine.
Its
its zooming
much so.
capabilities is
It's
a lot
great
better, and this doesn't zoom, but the software telling your phone to zoom.
This doesn't do anything but move.
Yes.
The little app is the smart one,
Yes.
and you can hit record, and that's the cool
And you
thing
can
about a lesson. Both of them do. You hit record, and it will record your coach telling you what to do.
That's correct.
Yeah.
I guess this one.
So when you watch the recording back, and your coach is going, lean back, and you're like, I didn't have to lean back, and then you can hear them say that, and you're like, yeah, I did.
If you were by yourself with this one, you would have to hit record while you're on the ground, then jump on your horse.
You can't do it on the race,
This
though.
one here with the watch, actually, Tash, it has a green. It's flashing green normally, but when she pushes it down, it'll go solid, so you know that it is then recording. So that gives you the ability. And they both record.
We have had glitches in the recording now. Twice it is recording perfectly. The lesson still goes as normal, but 23 minutes in, the recording stops.
Yes.
And again, I'm definitely not touching. My hands are here. I'm not touching there. I have no idea why that's happening.
Yeah.
The other thing was this one was meant to record for 2 hours or 3.
Just be on power. It's interesting. I think that what it says is the beacons give you 3-hour power, but this gives you 2. But we're having a bit of a fault with this one at the moment because it does say once it's charged, like all batteries, unplug it. When we have ours unplugged for a day or 2, maybe even 3 days, it seems to be losing its charge, and if you have 2 lessons in a row, it will stop about 10 minutes into your second lesson, and the lesson's about an hour. So an hour and 10 in, this has turned itself off. It's no go. So we almost have to leave it on power now. I don't know if it's a fault with our unit, could be. But that's just this. We're just giving you our thoughts, our reviews.
So let's do the money. You've got your little post-it note.
Oh, cost and stuff like this. Yes,
there was also a little side note with this one. So I'm really. I hate unexpected costs that I didn't know were coming. So the SD card. You cannot run the Pixem without a card.
I think you may, but I don't.
You couldn't do the hardware update.
I'm not yes, you can't update, and if you don't update, yes.
Then you can't do the lesson. And then this was also import tax into Australia because of the price. Anything over $1,200 Australian.
$1,000.
$1,000. Have they changed it? Thank you, government. Is now an import tax. So what was the tax on this?
Well, this itself in dollars, in US dollars, cost us $966. This one here, because we had to get into Australia, and then your countries may be different, but $170 on top of the $966. And then with the SD card, we paid $40 as well. So all up, this one was $1,176.
Plus $360 a year for the app.
Yes, for that. Yes, if you want to have a coach.
And if you want to record, do you need the app to hit record?
No, that's just for coaching.
Just for coaching.
Yes.
Okay, so that's more into a lesson.
Yes, for a lessoning thing. This one here, $189. We did get a little bit of a discount, so $187, because they then had shipping costs as well. We initially got a red one of these ones on the site. That was the first one I think our person saw when we got there.
We just got this.
But the silver one actually rotates a lot quicker, two and a bit times quicker. So if you do put it in the middle of the arena and you ride past the horse, it can rotate a lot quicker to keep you in frame. So we had to ship our old one back and got that one. It did make a difference. So that's costing wise.
And like we said, we wanted to, we got them both because I would love to say, you know, get the cheaper one, it's fine. But if you are using it for lessons, you are going to have to use this one. And if you are going to use it for online competitions, you are going to have to use this one. And if you are just doing it to film yourself, like I said, if you can put up with the frustration of not seeing yourself perfectly all the time and put up with it, you know, losing you and then finding you again, but there'll be glimpses of what it is that you want to see, then you can go with this. But if you are wanting a reliable, sustainable, I need to see what I look like most of the time, then unfortunately I would recommend this one. But again, our opinion, what do we know? This is just what we've experienced. We've been using them the last 3 months.
Yes, I've got hope for this one too, with some improvements that it can track a little bit more at a greater distance, like not a bit more, like if it could do it, if this did 100% tracking the whole time at 60 metres for your dressage far away.
And the technology is only getting better, like how much, like in 10 years, it's like the brick phone. Everyone's going to laugh at these things.
Yeah, and I imagine that this will shrink down, or you can...
Phil's recommendation, make the bracelet smaller.
Yeah, or it can be part of a watch that you wear as well. So...
so I hope that helps you in your decision. Let us know in the comments which one you're thinking of using. Let us know what you thought of the review. Let us know if you'd like us to do more reviews. Anything else? Hit subscribe so you never miss an episode.
See you next time with some more reviews.
Lots of love. Mwah.